If you're ready to remember who you are on an energetic, sacred, and soul level, to seek your truth, to feel your power, and to shine your light brighter than before, if you are ready to awaken on a deeper level, then I, Kymberly Castro, welcome you to Quantum Speaks. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Kymberly Castro, and welcome to Quantum Speaks. And today I wanted to discuss something that's near and dear to my heart, something life-changing to me, my experience with Jesus, with the Lord. This is something that I feel passionate about sharing with you. And right now, it is the season of Lent, if you are Catholic. And I consider myself Catholic, but I also don't feel like I've always been the best or greatest Catholic. I didn't always go to church. There were years I didn't go to church. So whatever I'm saying, I'm just telling you my experience and my journey with God, with the Lord, with religion. And I'm not going to go into every detail, but I was definitely guided during this season to help you experience Jesus, the Lord, or your relationship with him, or your relationship that you don't have with him. And it's not about judging. It's not putting you on blast. It's not about anything but just, I guess, just being here with you to let you know that it's okay wherever you are with your experience with him, whatever led you to believing or not believing. It's all okay, and it all could change. If you already have him in your life, you could experience him in a greater way, and I hope you are able to do that with maybe my story, my experience, my fears about believing and surrendering, or maybe you don't know anything about him and you want to learn more, and it can be scary sometimes, the unknown, or you don't know if you believe, or you don't understand sometimes when things happen in the world and in life. You start to question, is there really a God? Is there a Jesus? If I pray all the time, I do the right things, how come these things happen? And it really, honestly, I don't have all the answers, because I've been there. I've been there, and I also have learned and experienced that it's really about just going within your heart and tuning back in and tapping back into him, his glory, your faith, his love. And no matter where you are, what situation you're in, to always coming back to your center, to your heart, and allowing him to heal you, allowing you to feel him or see him or hear him in your own special way. Because I personally have a different relationship that has evolved in so many ways that is mind-blowing to me, to other people. And I used to think it was my own personal connection with him and everybody had the same connection, and I come to realize after all these years that not everybody has the same connection that I do at this time. And it wasn't always this way. It was not always this way. And I wrote a book that I was guided to write, his messages channeled through me, and I wrote a book, and it took me a long time to get that book out there, and I still have my fears and reservations, because I am not completely in that place where I surrender everything, and I'm learning to do that. And I'm being honest with you, I am not perfect, and honestly I don't know if anybody else is perfect, or even if they think they're perfect in somebody else's eyes, maybe in your own eyes and in your own heart you feel you're not worthy of certain gifts or situations or people, or you feel you're not perfect enough, good enough. And that's something that's human, and I struggle with that. Some days I have my good days and I'm like, yes, I believe in everything, and I have an open mind, and everything is great and perfect, and I trust, and I have this faith. And then you have those other days that you're like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? And you're like, why? Can't it be the way it was yesterday where everything seemed great and positive? But it's life. We live, we learn, we experience. We start again. We could make it better. We could learn from it. So I'm on the journey. I'm on the journey with you. And I was guided to be honest with you today and just let you know a little bit about my journey. Maybe it could help you in some small way. So I'm going to just read you actually my book, not the whole book. I'm just going to read you the introduction. And I'm going to explain the book to you for those of you that have not read the book or know anything about it. And it's a smaller book, but they're all messages from Jesus that were given to me to write. And I thought these messages were for me, and I kept them for a long time. And they were very simple messages, profound, beautiful, and they would touch my heart and most of the time make me want to cry when I would read them back. So I sat on these for a few years, and I knew maybe one day I was supposed to share them with other people or write a book, but I wasn't sure how it was going to unfold. And I always felt like the book wasn't done. And one day, 2 years after writing these messages in in my journal, in my notebook, and in my phone, I heard Jesus come to me and said, published a book. And I was like, well, what book? And he reminded me of all the messages that I had written 2 years before. And I really felt it wasn't complete. It wasn't done. And he said, it is done. It is done. It is done. And it was short, and you could probably read it in 30, 40 minutes, but it's not about just reading it for 30, 40 minutes and putting it down. It's when you're ready, you could flip through the pages. You could read it over and over. You could flip through a page and get the message that you were supposed to hear at that moment. That's one way to use it. But I was guided to put, like the blank page after each message. So when you read it, you could maybe write down your response to his message. You could write a prayer down. You could write whatever you felt or sensed when you were reading those words. Did you cry? Did you see his light? Did you feel his love in your heart? And that's what it's really about. It's just about you, your relationship, your connection to him, to find him somewhere in that quiet time. And these messages can be read in a split second. Some are like a half a page, and some, or a couple of pages a little bit longer. So now, being in this season of Lent, I heard his voice the other morning, a couple mornings ago, and I heard, read my book. And I was like, dear Lord Jesus, I haven't heard you this clearly in a while, and I know it's the season that I usually hear you even clearer than normal. But what do you mean? Do you mean read my book like the Bible? I wasn't sure, and it felt like, no, that wasn't read my book. It was read the book that we wrote together. Read the book for yourself. Remind yourself of these messages. Remind yourself to bring me back into your heart, back into your life, back into your home, to your sacred temple, that place that we meet, that we walk together, that we walk up the stairs and we talk. We walk next to each other step by step. We breathe together. We don't walk fast. We don't walk slow. It's the perfect rhythm to our walking, to our communicating from heart to heart. Oh, I felt him right there. Do you feel him? I feel him right now talking through me. So this message is not only for you, but I know it's for me as well. So let's thank him for being here, for reminding us that he walks with us, that he is here. Oh my goodness. And let yourself feel him. Let yourself feel his joy, whether through my energy, through my words right now, my vibration, or let yourself feel him. And he comes to us in many different ways, many different times. And when I read you this introduction to my book, I want you to know how he And he wants you to know how he started introducing himself to me so I could trust not only what I was seeing and feeling and experiencing, but trust him. So the more he would come, the more I would have confidence that it was him, and I knew what I was experiencing, and I knew that I was growing my confidence in him and my faith in him. And when I wrote this book, even though it took me 2 years to publish it, because in my mind it was a small book, or maybe not good enough or not perfect enough, I know now, today, as it was revealed to me, before I started recording this, I was in the shower and it hit me that, yes, he wants me to tell you how he would come to me to make me feel comfortable. And that's how the book came to be, and how I am supposed to write my next book with him. Because if he would have shown me back then that I was going to write a book and he was going to give me these messages to share with millions of people, I would have been scared. I would have shut down. I wouldn't have done it. So it was a gradual experience of him. It was a gradual introduction, a gradual building up of my faith and my trust and my confidence in him, in me. So now the book is out there. Now it's written. Now it's available to you. Now I could read you parts of it and explain how it could help you, or how you could experience it. Or you don't have to get the book at all. You could just listen to your own heart, spend time with the Lord yourself in your intimate space wherever you are. Or you could get the book. You could read the messages. You could respond to his messages with a prayer or with your own words. You could go into a little meditation and allow yourself to actually feel and sense him. You might get chills. You might see light. You might feel warm in your heart. You might want to cry instantly. That's him. That is him. He wants you to experience him. He wants me to help you experience him, or help remind you that you can have your own experience with him, even if it's just one moment, one breath. Sometimes that's all we need, is that one experience with him to remind us that he is here, he is next to you, he's walking with you, he has never left your side, he has never left you. No matter if you thought you left him, or you were ignoring him, or forgetting about him, or if you're new to him, it's okay. Wherever you are, just have an open mind, have an open heart, and allow yourself to feel. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm experiencing, that he led me to my first book, to those simple conversations. It wasn't a complicated book. It was simple, profound messages. But it was for you too, to experience him once again, or to remember his energy and his love and his messages in a simple form. And now I feel like he's leading me to my next book that will help you, the next stage. It's like we're infants and we're learning how to walk, how to talk, how to listen, how to have confidence in ourselves, how to keep moving forward one step in front of the other, just learning and growing. And when we're infants, we're little, we're not completely mature. We don't have this life experience. So if you told us we were going to write a book when you're an infant, you wouldn't even know what a book was, right? You wouldn't even realize what that entailed. They're just words. But when you get older, you go to school, you grow, you learn, you graduate, you mature, you learn your lessons, and you appreciate things and are grateful for things, and you see things in a different way, in a different light. Same thing. We evolved in our relationship with Jesus in our own way, at our own pace. But if we knew then what we know now, it'd be different, obviously. Hindsight's 20/20, whatever they say like that. But back then, you wouldn't have had the confidence if you didn't take the time to grow your faith, to strengthen your faith, to grow your confidence, to experience the trust in yourself and in him, right? So before, I wouldn't have known what to do, what to write, but I had to get through my fears of going into the light, to being visible to others, to have people say, wow, that's amazing what you can do, what a great gift. Not everybody has experienced them, but it is super easy to do it. So I'm going to help you I'm going to show you how simple it is. It's really just about listening. Close your eyes. That's the easiest way. That way you won't be distracted by what you see. And when I read the book and the messages and a few different passages that were given to me, I want you to listen with all your heart. I want you to listen with all your senses, your sense of sight, your hearing, your smell, your taste, your knowing, so you could experience him. And perhaps have a piece of paper next to you, or write your notes in your phone, or record them into your phone, because sometimes we forget. The messages are so easy, so simple. It could be one word. It could be a long message. It could be just a feeling or a smell or a taste. But we forget because the energy sometimes is so subtle, or it's so powerful that you think you're going to remember. But sometimes it's the little details, the subtle sounds, the subtle feelings, that if we write them down and you go back to them later on, it puts you back in that place. You remember the details. You remember the feeling, the smell. You remember the love in your heart. And it's a beautiful gift just to be reminded of that. Just like when I reread the messages in my book today. I didn't read them all, but I will. I will go back and I will read, and I will write a prayer back to him. I will write what I felt and what I experienced. Because every day is a new day. Every day you could write something different. Every day you could experience him in a different way. So I want you to do that. It's not a one day, one time, one book you put it down, or one experience with him. We keep building. We build a trust in ourselves. We build a trust in him. We build a faith in ourselves. We build a faith in him. We learn to surrender. We learn to surrender to ourselves. We learn to surrender to him. And so this is where we are right now. I'm going to read you a little bit, and I'm going to hopefully help you experience, if you didn't already feel him standing next to you, walking with you. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful message. And I'm getting out of my own way by actually recording this and going to put it out into the world. And those who are ready to hear it will hear it. And I will have the people, and I've already had the people, that have said, and close friends, I don't think they were trying to be disrespectful, but they have their own frame of reference. Are you sure? Do you really believe that you're talking to Jesus? Yes. And for a long time, I felt like I needed to prove it to people. And I'm here to tell you, I understand my connection. I understand my faith, and I understand what it's like to surrender. I don't 100% know that every single day that everything's going to be okay, because I like everybody else, I get tired, my energy gets low, it gets down, and I start doubting, and fear creeps up, and the ego walks in and tries to tell you to stay small, hide your light, don't make yourself visible, don't talk about the Lord, because people might not get it, they might not understand. But then again, you might get it, you might understand. Or maybe you don't, and it's my divine assignment to help you understand, to help you experience him, and that's it. Not to convince you that I could speak to Jesus and he spoke through me and this is what he said. No. The opposite. Just share my experience, share my words, and let you experience it in your own way, in your own time, in your own rhythm, at your own pace. So my book is called Call Me. 40-day devotion inspired by Jesus, transcribed with love. So I'll read you the introduction, and I'm going to read you a few random messages that were given to me. They're simple, they're profound, but I want you to close your eyes and listen. Be somewhere where you're comfortable, and just close your eyes and just allow yourself to feel. If you don't feel him at first, he might come to you in your dreams. You might see his name somewhere. You might start noticing signs or crosses or something. It's him trying to reach you in a way that feels comfortable for you, and in a pace that feels comfortable for you. Because again, I didn't go to church for a long time, and I'm still not the one that goes to church every Sunday. I'm not. Have I? I'll explain it to you in a minute, or you'll learn about it in a minute when I read you how this book came about and how my connection with Jesus really started to flourish. So it's a journey, and we're learning. And even if I don't go every Sunday, I still pray every day. I still connect to Jesus, to God, to my Savior. It's my own intimate connection. I'm just sharing my story with you. I'm not judging, and I'm not telling you that you need to talk to him every day. It's your own journey. It's your own path. I don't know you. You don't know me. But I hope you get to know me a little bit better, and I hope and pray you get to know Jesus a lot better. So the introduction is this. For years, my sacred place was imagining walking up a stone stair path, up a grassy knoll with a beautiful tree and a swing bench big enough to fit a couple of people, like the cover of this book. Whenever I needed comfort, whenever I needed guidance, whenever I needed to relax my mind, I would imagine walking up the path and asking Jesus to join me. At first, I used to use my imagination to journey to my sacred place in meditation. But after a while, I could sense, feel, see, and hear his presence within my heart and all around me. I could feel his light. I could feel his love. And sometimes I would just want to cry because I could feel how loved I was at that moment, at that time, and it would bring me peace and comfort instantly. During the year 2013, every Wednesday evening, I would teach CCE classes to second graders at St. Jerome, getting them prepared to receive their Holy Communion. And I loved teaching the kids. They were so happy. They absorbed everything they learned. They loved to hear stories and to do activities and practice their prayers. They were so innocent and beautiful, and I felt very blessed to be the one to guide them. A few days before every Wednesday class, I would prepare the lessons. I noticed that when I would meditate, Jesus began to come into my meditations, and he would show me different ways to teach specific lessons. At first, I didn't recognize what was happening. I would see these amazing stories unfold as visions in my mind that made complete sense to me and had to do with being a good person, doing the right thing. And he would show me an example. Come to find out, when it was time to read the lessons in the book for that specific week, it would be the same lesson that Jesus showed me in my vision. It was incredibly simplistic. He made everything seem clearer. He not only made it easy for me to understand, but easy for me to explain to the second graders what it was like to do the right thing and be a good person no matter what and no matter who was watching. After the second graders made their first communion, Jesus didn't leave me, but he didn't show up as much or as often or weekly as he did helping prepare the lessons for the children. But then Lent in 2018, he showed up more powerfully than ever during that Lent season to share the words I wrote in this book. In 2018, my husband and I decided to go to church every day for all 40 days of Lent. Church Mass began every morning at 7:30 a.m., and I'll never forget the first day I left the church. I get this overwhelming feeling that I needed to write down my thoughts. I could feel the presence of Jesus all around me, and the word just popped in my head as I recorded them as fast as possible into my phone. This continued for the 40 days and beyond. I would go to church, I would write, I would go home. I would close my eyes, humbly ask Jesus to walk with me, talk with me, and then allow the words to flow through me, through my hands, write them down, and then record them. At first, I had no idea why these beautiful words were flowing through me, but I was humbled. Eventually, I felt like these words I needed to share. These were words that I needed to share. So I began to share them with other family, friends, and strangers, and I felt I needed to hear those words. Oh, excuse me. So I began to share them with other family and friends and strangers that I felt needed to hear those words at that time. Every time I would listen to the words, they would move me. They would bring me joy. They would make me happy, smile, and I would feel energized and full of faith. The words were beautiful. They were filled with love. I could feel their power. And I'd kept these words to myself for years for fear of sharing my experiences and being ridiculed by non-believers. I finally felt it was time to share them with others. The words that meant so much to me, I knew could bring joy, love, hope, happiness, and faith to others. Perhaps the words could plant the seed of light that they needed to feel, see, or experience. I now understand that it's not my job to convince you to believe anything you're not ready to believe, but rather simply share the words so you may experience Jesus for yourself when you are ready and in your own intimate way. I wasn't always able to feel, see, or sense the presence of Jesus around me. At first, he began showing up in my dreams at random times, not as a person, but rather as an image of his face on a card, a painting on the wall, or a figure on a table. He started coming through in subtle ways, and after a while, he began to show himself in my dreams as a person without letting me know it was him. When I woke up, I could feel that in fact it was Jesus, and that sometime later I would receive some kind of validation that indeed it was him. This continued for a while, and then eventually he began to come into my dreams as a person and letting me know that it was him. It felt like he came into my dreams for a long time, bringing me guidance and comfort and helping me heal wounds from my past and childhood that were bothering me, like anger, shame, guilt, resentment, that would be hidden subconsciously and deep inside my heart. After I got comfortable with his presence in my dreams, he began showing up during my daily meditations while I was awake rather than in my dreams and while sleeping. I was able to experience him, his energy, his light. It was beautiful. It was bright like the sun, like nobody else's energy. His energy and light were more powerful than any other archangels, angels, and spirit guides that I had ever experienced in my life. I could hear him louder, see him clearer, and feel him more intensely than any other energies. I was honestly very mind blown and excited. It was amazing. It was humbling. I felt like I wasn't worthy to be in his presence, especially feeling so many others were more dedicated to him and worthier to receive his blessings. But he didn't care. He would still come. He would still help me heal. He would still bring me comfort in the days he would show up. When I was feeling like I needed to be supported, comforted, or needed to calm my stresses or worries, I would humbly ask him to show up and walk with me. I would see his feet. He always wore sandals. He also always wore robes, white robe, and depending on what time of year it was, he would show up wearing a different color sash across his torso. Then he would walk, and so our journey began. I believe everyone deserves to experience for a moment, even one tingle or one breeze, the feeling of his joy, of being loved, comforted, and guided by the Lord Jesus. I pray that the words in this book fill your heart, they fill your spirit, they fill your life with inspiration, with hope, with joy, with faith, with freedom. These are words for all of us, not just for me to keep hidden. These words are meant to ignite the love within you. I hope, I pray, and I wish for you to experience his love at least one time in your life, even if only for one breath. So that's the introduction, that's the book, and that's my story, simply said. I'm going to randomly pick a message for you that's in the book that was given to me to share with you and see if this resonates with you. So all the message have a topic, and this one is mercy. And the main part of it is, I give you mercy today. So mercy, I give you mercy today. Oh, before I go on, before I read it, I want you to please close your eyes. Please listen with your heart. Take a few deep and gentle breaths. Relax your body, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Bring your awareness to the spiritual eye between the brows of your eyes. This is the window where you can see if you have those eyes closed. It's possible to see or sense light, see or sense Jesus himself, to sense a memory, a trailer, like a movie, like if someone's turned on a movie screen. So imagine above the brow of your eyes, kind of between your eyebrows, it's a window. This is where you could see if you're clairvoyant, and this is a place where you could see the Lord or Jesus. This is where it would normally, not normally, there's no normal in this, but some people see with their eyes closed. There's the spiritual part, the spiritual eyes. Some people see with their eyes open, and you can see outside. Or you have a quick thought or a memory where you could see it. You could also hear. So if you close your eyes, you could see internally with your spiritual sight, and you could tune into that spiritual hearing, and you could allow yourself to sense the Lord in your heart, or you might feel him, or you might feel tingles. So whatever you experience, don't blow it off, because a lot of times it's just really, really fast and subtle. So I'm going to continue. So close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And you can do this anytime. Anytime you want to connect to the Lord, just close your eyes. Ask him to walk close to you, to allow you to feel him. Dear Lord, please come close to me. Let me feel you as she reads these words. Let me sense you. I humbly ask you to stand next to me, to stand with me, to help me have an open heart, to help me hear you, see you, feel you. I am listening. Please be with me now. Thank you. So the message is mercy. I give you mercy today. I allow mercy to grace you and your life. I have mercy for you. Ask me, and I shall bring you mercy. Allow me to give you my mercy now. Ask me. Feel my mercy as I share it with you. How long has it been since you felt my mercy? Allow it now. I am mercy. I am here. Mercy. So allow yourself to feel his mercy. Perhaps respond, Dear Lord, I am here, I am listening. Let me sense your mercy. Show me what mercy looks like. Show me what mercy feels like. Does mercy have a color? Does it have a sound? Does it have a feeling? Does it have a memory? I am listening. Show me. So you're giving him permission, because he's always with us. He's always standing with us. He's always walking with us. But when you actually humbly, I like to say humbly, request his presence, and you're open to paying attention to listening. Sometimes it's just a quick message. It's just a quick, subtle feeling. But you could feel him. And if you get nervous, I'm going to freak out if I feel anything weird. That's okay. That's normal. So he might start to come to you in your dreams. He might come to you during the day with just his word. You might just see that license plate that says Jesus, or that bumper sticker. Or you might notice a cross somewhere or whatever your symbol is, and it's going to take you to that thought, that memory, that it's him. And know it's him. That's how he starts getting your attention. Not to scare you, but to meet you where you are. And he'll build just like he's built with me. Write the book. Right first, I didn't know the book, so I was just writing messages. Let me flip through another page, see if... Okay, then this one's keep your eyes closed again, or close them if you're somewhere that it's safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, and just listen with your heart. And this message in the book is heal. Let me in through all the heal. Let me in through all the chambers of your heart. Allow me to penetrate the deep, dark places that you hide from the world. Allow me to seek your hidden wounds, for I alone can help heal them. I alone have the power and grace to save you from your hidden fear. I alone can save you from your hidden self. Let me be your light. Let me shine in all the chambers of your heart. Let me be the one to heal your heart now. I am knocking. Let me in. Close your eyes now and see me entering your heart. Invite me in to heal your hidden wounds. So that's the message in the book, but keep your eyes closed, and perhaps if you had the book or a piece of paper, you would write your response or a prayer in response to his message. So I would say something like, Dear Lord, I am here. Please enter through all the chambers of my heart. Please penetrate the deep, dark places that I hide from the world. Please seek my hidden wounds. Please help me heal these wounds. Dear Lord, I know you have the power and grace to save me from this fear, to save me from the places and the things I hide from myself in the world. Please be my light, Lord. Please shine in all the chambers of my heart. I allow myself to feel you heal my heart now. I hear you knocking, Lord. Please come in. Lord, please come in through all the chambers of my heart. Please fill me with love, with your grace, with your beauty, with your faith. I am waiting. I can't heal these wounds by myself. Please heal my fears. Please heal my wounds. I am listening, Lord. Let me sense, let me see, let me feel you lifting these fears from me. I give these fears, these hidden wounds to you. I surrender them and I hand them up to you, my Lord. These wounds are completed. I've made it through. I've learned my lessons. I let them go. I let them heal. I trust that you are here with me. I know you walk with me. I know you stand next to me. I am ready for you. I trust you. I love you. Thank you, Lord. Please show me what needs to be healed, what I need to release, what I need to let go of, what I need to do next. I'm listening. Show me, Lord. Show me. Thank you, Lord, for being here. And just listen with your heart. Listen with your body. Listen with your mind. Listen with your soul. Let him come to you. Let him come to you in your day, in the night. Imagine walking with him. Start a routine that you walk with him up the stairs, up a mountain. Meet him on the beach, meet him on a bench, meet him on a swing, meet him at the top of the mountain. But meet him, create a sacred place, a routine, a place, a safe place, a sacred place that you feel comfortable meeting him at. And just go there. Imagine just walking up a set of stairs and then he appears right next to you. See if you could feel him walking next to you. Maybe he's on your right side. You walk up. You walk slow. You find your pace. You let him listen to your heart. He hears your thoughts. He hears your prayers. He hears your cries. He hears your laughter. He hears you. He's with you. But you have to allow him in. You have to invite him in. He's calling you. Answer and listen. This is a part I had a very hard time with. He would show up and I wouldn't listen. Not that I didn't want to listen, I didn't know how, and I'm still learning. But remember to take time at your own pace, at your own time. But I pray that you were able to experience him sometime during this time I was speaking, if not later on or at night. Let me know what you experienced. Let me know how he showed up in your life. Contact me. And let me know. I want to hear, because I am following my guidance, my divine assignment, to trust that I heal myself when I'm healing others, or sharing my experience and sharing my love and my faith and my confidence. And to let you know it wasn't always easy, and I still haven't figured it all out. I'm still being led by step seeds of light, little breadcrumbs of light to get me to wherever I'm supposed to be. So I'm listening. I showed up. I am here. And I hope you could feel my faith, my love. How I'm learning to surrender and trusting. Trust. Trust in the Lord. Trust in yourself. And watch all your blessings unfold. You are loved. He's standing right next to you. Let him in. Give him permission to come in. And may you always walk with him.